Now that you've cut and delivered your first project using the cut page, we're going to back up a step and look at a more traditional post workflow that begins with importing and organizing your media to ensure that during the edit, locating your media is as efficient as possible. Let's start by opening your computer's file browser and navigate to the location of the downloaded media for this tutorial. We'll be cutting a second teaser for the Alien Hunter show we started in the cut page. The folder of media we'll be working on in this lesson is labeled Teaser 2. Inside the parent folder are subfolders of media organized by content. Feel free to browse the folders if you like. If you're following along, make sure you have the Nelson Teaser 2 project open from the previous lesson. If it's not open, press Shift-1, then double-click the thumbnail. We'll be starting in the media page. Set the layout to the default by pressing Ctrl-U. I like to think of the media page as one giant import window. The media page is divided into 5 different areas, designed to make it easy to find, select, and work with media in your project. At the top of the window is a toolbar that reveals and hides different parts of the user interface. In the upper left is a media storage browser. This allows you to browse your computer's entire file system to locate media for your project. To facilitate importing of footage, the media storage browser is broken into 2 areas, the volumes list on the left and the media browser on the right. You can either navigate to where the project media lives by drilling down into one of your connected storage volumes, or even faster, you can simply drag a folder directly into the file browser. Locate the Teaser 2 folder on your Mac or PC's file system, then drag it into the media browser. When you do this, Resolve will automatically reveal the folder's location on a connected volume. Click any of the folders to reveal the enclosed clips in the media browser to the right. In the upper left of the media storage browser, there are 2 arrow buttons that allow you to go backwards and forwards in the file path when you navigate manually. If you often return to the same folder, you can save yourself having to locate it by adding it to the Favorites section below. Drag the Teaser 2 folder into the Favorites area and release your mouse. Now your media is just one click away. With the Teaser 2 folder selected, select the B-roll folder. All the clips appear as thumbnails that you can hover your mouse over. Moving your pointer left or right over any image will scrub the clip and appear in the viewer to the right. This feature can be toggled in the Viewer Options menu by enabling or disabling Live Media Preview. To play back a clip, just hover scrub to the frame you want to begin playing from, then press the spacebar. If you scrub a clip that has audio, you'll see the audio meters respond in the audio panel to the left of the viewer. Previewing media is a great method for figuring out which clips you want to include and which ones you want to ignore. Additionally, you can select a clip, hover scrub over it, then press I to mark an endpoint, and O to mark an out point. When you import the clip into the media pool, only the portion within the range will be imported. This is a really useful feature when you're dealing with long interviews or drone footage. Keep in mind that all we're doing at this point is previewing clips from a folder on our hard drive. If you want to edit with them, they have to be added to the area below, called the media pool. Since we'll be using all of the included media in the Teaser 2 folder, we'll add everything to the media pool. One option is to simply drag the entire Teaser 2 folder from the media storage browser into the media pool area. If you have clips that do not match the current frame rate of the project, you'll be asked if you want to change the project frame rate or leave it. Click Don't Change since we already set this in the Project Settings window in the previous lesson. With all of the clips now appearing in the media pool, Resolve's built-in database can now manage them. What you've basically done is import the files into your project so Resolve can track everything you do with them. The media you imported will appear without any folder or subfolder organization. You'll just see a data dump of every clip from every folder. Let's undo that by pressing Command-Z for Mac or Control-Z for Windows. To maintain the existing folder structure, right-click on the Teaser 2 folder in the Favorites section. From the menu, choose Add Folders and Subfolders in the Media Pool, create bins. The folders are added as bins to the bins list, matching the folder structure of the folders in the storage browser. Let's undo that because an even faster method is to drag the folder from the media storage browser or Favorites list into the bins list, on or below the word Master, and the media and bins will be added to the media pool in the same way. In Resolve, every project has a master bin. This is always the top-level bin that contains all other bins, and it cannot be renamed, moved, or deleted. Now let's begin the process of tagging our media, which is shorthand for adding metadata to our clips. Instead of having to drill down through each bin to select individual clips, select the master bin, then hold down the Shift key and click the bottom bin. Now all of the media within each of those bins and sub-bins is now visible in the media pool. Working with your clips in thumbnail view is a fast way to quickly identify the content of each clip. The thumbnail that represents each clip is the first frame of the clip. Often that first frame may not be the best representation of the clip, and you'll want to change it. Scrub over clip TR118. It's a vintage clip of commercial air travel. Hover scrub to the section of the clip where you see passengers disembarking from the plane, then right-click on the clip and choose Set Poster Frame. In order to see the images better, you can increase the thumbnail size by dragging on this slider. Using the button with the down-facing arrow to the right of the slider will allow you to sort your media by different criteria: clip name, duration, date created, and so on. For now, let's set this to clip name. Continuing to the right, the next button will present your clips into meta tag groupings sorted by the date they were imported and includes a thumbnail and assigned camera metadata for each clip. The next button displays a thumbnail grid of your clips, and the last button presents a spreadsheet-like view of all clip metadata with no thumbnails. When starting to organize your footage, you might find it helpful to work with thumbnail view because it presents the cleanest arrangement of your clips while giving you a quick way to identify them. This button allows you to create a split screen of the media pool, which is really useful if you need to reorganize a lot of media in a given project. For example, if you inherit a project and the previous editor wasn't very organized, you simply drag bins or individual clips from one side to the other. We won't be doing that, but it's there if you need it. I'll set this back to single view. Additionally, if you right-click on a bin in the bins list, you can open it as a new window that can be placed anywhere on your screen or on a second display. You can do this with multiple bins, which can be relocated and resized according to your needs. If you're working with many bins and clips, the search button is very useful. Click the search button in the upper right corner of the media pool, then enter Old. Clips with the word Old are returned by the search. Keep in mind that the search tool will only search the selected bin or bins, so if you need to search more than one bin, shift-click the bins you want to include in the search. Click the X to clear out the search, then click the search button to hide the search field. Let's look at some other ways to locate clips using metadata. Click the List View button to display the clips in a column layout, similar to a spreadsheet. Select the B-roll bin. Select the first clip in the list, then click the Audio button in the upper right to close the audio panel. This will extend the metadata editor to the full height of the window. Now click the Sort button and choose All Groups. The metadata editor now displays the full range of metadata parameters that you can view and modify for a given clip. If you find this metadata list to be a bit excessive for your workflow, you can customize it to just the information you use most. From the DaVinci Resolve menu, choose Preferences. Select the User button, then the Metadata section. Let's create a custom metadata set by clicking New, then giving the set a name. Let's call this Nelson List, then click OK. Now check the fields you want to include. I'll include description, keywords, comments, flags, scene and shot, then click Save, and save again to close the Preferences window. In the upper right of the Metadata Inspector, click the Options button. Your custom metadata set will appear and you can select it. Now we have a nice, concise metadata list tailored to your workflow. I'll go back to the default metadata set. Another great thing about adding all this metadata is that you can search and sort your media according to any of these data fields. Right-click anywhere over the column header. A menu appears that allows you to enable or disable different metadata fields presented in List View. Disable everything except duration, frames per second, keyword, resolution, and type. Notice that Resolve keeps this list open for you so that you can quickly go through it, checking and unchecking what you want very quickly. When you're finished, go to the top of the list and select Create Column Layout. Name this layout Nelson List View and click Save. Now if you right-click on a column header, you can select your custom layout at the top. If you make any changes to the layout and want to save it under this layout's name, choosing Update will do just that. You can also delete layouts when you no longer need them. To further customize your list view, you can rearrange the order of these columns by dragging them left or right. There are two types of metadata associated with clips in the media pool. There's the metadata that was captured with the clips during production, and then there's the custom metadata that you add to your clips to help you locate and organize them. The project we're working on has only a few clips, so it's not that difficult to stay organized. However, with larger projects containing hundreds or perhaps thousands of clips, adding metadata will save you untold hours of searching through your clips to find what you need. In the bins list, select the interview bin, then the clip called Alien Hunter 03A. This is one of 8 interview clips that you'll be working with. In the keywords field of the metadata editor, enter Interview. Resolve is smart. As soon as you type the first few letters, a list of common keywords appears. Select Interview from the list. A keyword token with that name is added. There are 7 other interview clips we need to tag. Start by selecting 03B. If you're on a Mac, hold down the Command key, and if you're on Windows, hold down the Control key. Then select every clip except the 03A clip you just tagged. In the keyword field of the metadata editor, enter INT, and again, select Interview. At the bottom of the panel, click Save. This Save button only appears when tagging more than one clip, to prevent you from unintentionally adding keywords to multiple clips. In the list view, you should see the keyword field populate with our custom keyword. We'll use this keyword shortly to create intelligent clip collections called smart bins. One common way to organize is bins. Bins are basically just a folder for your clips. The word is a holdover from the early days of film where strips of celluloid was hung from hooks above what looked like rolling laundry hampers. They were often called trim bins. If you have a ton of clips, it's much easier to locate your media if it was organized by specific criteria. To quickly load each clip in the viewer, use the up and down arrow keys to move up and down in the list. You may have noticed that there are 2 different camera angles, an A camera and a B camera. Let's create a bin for just our B angles. Right-click in the bin list and choose New Bin, or press Command-Shift-N for Mac or Control-Shift-N for Windows. Name the bin Bcam. Hold down the Command key or Control key on Windows and select all the interview clips with B in the name. Then drag those clips into the Bcam bin. A great way to leverage metadata is through the use of smart bins. Smart bins search your entire project to create clip groupings based on rules that you define. For example, you could create a smart bin that automatically finds audio-only clips or clips captured with a specific camera. The great thing about a smart bin is that you never have to take any action to add clips to them. As long as the criteria you define is met, the smart bin will continually update. At the bottom of the bins list is a section labeled Smart Bins. Right-click in the Smart Bin section and choose Add Smart Bin. Enter Bcam Interviews for the name, then click the Media Pool Properties, and from the menu choose Metadata, Shot and Scene, because this was the metadata set you chose when you created the keyword. Next, set the metadata type pop-up to Keywords, and leave the metadata criteria pop-up set to Contains. In the text entry field, type Interview. If you look in the media pool, only clips that have been tagged with the keyword interview appear in the list. But the search is still too wide. We want the smart bin to only locate clips from the B camera. Click the plus button to add another rule. Set the first menu to Media Pool Properties and the second menu to Clip Name. We want the smart bin to locate any clip that contains the letter B. So enter B in the last field. Now the media pool only shows us interview clips from the B camera. Now click Create Smart Bin. Now, anytime you tag a clip with the word interview, and it also includes B in the name, that clip or clips will automatically appear in this smart bin. In addition to bins and smart bins, you can also save yourself some headaches during editing by customizing clip names. The clip names that appear are generated from the file name by default, but file names generated by cameras are often too cryptic to be useful. Select the retro bin, double-click the AR107 clip to load it into the viewer. Scrub through it if you like. Click inside the clip name field and type Family Picnic. Take some time to scrub through each clip in this bin to get familiar with the content, then name each clip appropriately. Here are the names I've chosen for each clip, but feel free to use your own. In the next lesson, I'll show you how to create a project, synchronize audio, and mark the best parts of an interview clip you intend to use.